Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. Today we got a very interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Tabansi, handle CTABANZ. And also make sure you follow Dreamerspro on Instagram, same name as the channel. And also make sure you check out the Dreamerspro podcast that we have pinned in the comment section below. Now, this is a topic that I'm going to really enjoy, right? I'm going to really enjoy this. Why? Because I've been one of those people that's always been high on Shannon Sharpe. If you go through the catalog of the videos and shows we produce on this channel, you'll see that for a long time, I have said that Shannon Sharpe is one of the best in the business. The only thing, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again for people that think, oh, he up here just twerking it up for us all of a sudden. Nah. The only thing I said I can get with Shannon, the only thing I don't like is his LeBron takes. Apart from that, he is extremely talented, and that is the reason why I was actually dumbfounded that he was let go of at FS1. Now, as you guys know, we're not going to go into the full history. You guys know that Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe had a fallout, and Skip Bayless disrespected Shannon Sharpe on multiple occasions. Some people are suggesting it's what took place at the Lakers game. That's what caused it, whatever. But you know that they didn't get along, and ultimately, Shannon Sharpe, left the show the very next day after the NBA Finals had concluded. And at the time, many of us were speculating where he would go. But at the same time, many of us were speculating who would FS1 replace Shannon Sharpe with. All of us were trying to figure this out, right? So what happens? Time starts to elapse, and then we hear that we hear that Skip Bayless is now trying to assemble an ensemble cast of characters, kind of go back to his roots of what he used to do on Cold Pizza and First Take. Then we start hearing names like Keyshawn Johnson. We start hearing names like Michael Irvin, who was a big surprise. We hear names like Richard Sherman. Then we heard names like, Rachel Nichols. And then we heard people like Lil Wayne, right? And some of us were like, interesting. Some of us thought it would work. And then right before NFL season kicked off, or maybe maybe a week after that, we hear that Shannon Sharpe is going to be joining Stephen A. Smith as a guest on his show 2 days a week on ESPN First Take. And then the Friday before the Monday of his show, they drop a podcast on Shannon Sharpe's show. And the moment they dropped that podcast, and the thing that made me realize this was going to be huge, when I say huge, was that podcast, the full interview generated about 1.8 million views in 2 days. And when I saw that, I said, this thing is going to blow up. And that is exactly what happened. Shannon Sharpe goes on there, he makes his debut, and he starts pulling out record-breaking numbers, like all-time high numbers because of bringing in 700,000 viewers. And while that was happening, Skip Bayless is Undisputed Live, and some days was barely even cracking 90,000 viewers at one time. And a lot of us were like, what the hell is going on? Ever since Shannon left that show and joined ESPN, it has been an upward trajectory for Shannon Sharpe at ESPN and ESPN's ratings, and a steady decline for Skip Bayless's Undisputed Live. And I came across an article today that made me realize that, number one, FS1 letting go of Shannon Sharpe may end up being the single biggest mistake that they have made in a while when it comes to sports talk television shows. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by a brand new sponsor, Factor Meals. If you're like me or anybody that works at Dreamerspro, chances are you're a very busy person, especially during the lunchtime when you don't have time to go to the grocery store, pick out fresh ingredients, and come back home and cook healthy, delicious meals. Sometimes we're so busy that you just end up finding yourself making a ham sandwich or something like that, which isn't really ideal. And this is the reason why we are excited to be partnering with Factor Meals. Factor Meals is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. You can choose from up to 35 gourmet meals, Every meal is packed with premium ingredients, crafted by Factor Meals' team of culinary experts and designed by dietitians to ensure that every meal is packed with premium science-backed nutritional quality. Your meals are delivered directly to your door, and all you need to do is heat them up in just under 2 minutes. Then they are ready for you to eat and enjoy. So for example, this week, I think I'm gonna go with the Italian herb chicken. What I love is that under every single meal, you can see if it's a calorie conscious option. For example, this meal I just chose is the dietitian approved calorie smart meal, which is around 550 calories or less per serving, and also a protein plus meal with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. So if you want to give it a try, click the link in the description below or head over to factormeals.com/dreamers50 and use code dreamers50 to get 50% off. And remember, when you try Factor Meals by using the link in the description below, remember that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me read a little bit from an article that we're getting here from sportsnot.com. And it says, the headline, Shannon Sharpe's having a significant impact on First Take viewership, blowing past Undisputed. Article goes on to say, after leaving Fox Sports 1 Undisputed with Skip Bayless, Sharpe became one of the most sought after free agents in sports media. He received interest from multiple networks before ultimately agreeing to join Stephen A. Smith as a part-time debater on First Take for the 2023 NFL season. The article then continues on. Since making his debut on September 4, serving in a complimentary role, the former NFL star is having a measurable impact on ESPN's television ratings, especially in comparison to competitor Fox Sports 1. According to Front Office Sports, Sharpe has appeared in 3 of the four most watched First Take episodes this year. Monday's show recapped Week 5, averaged 852,000 viewers in the early window. For context, First Take had 892 viewers back in January for the Damar Hamlin situation, and to compare that, FS1 is just average 172,000 viewers. Now, I also want to read something else. There's some comments that Shannon Sharpe made, and I want to read that. He said, this was an article that was published on September 26th. The article starts off with the headline, Sharpe First Take would still beat Undisputed live without Stephen A. Smith. Woo, good Lord. Shannon Sharpe has thrown down the gauntlet to Skip Bayless and his new castmates at FS1. Now that he's joined forces with Stephen A. Smith and Molly Kerm on ESPN First Take, Sharpe says Bayless and Undisputed Live will have to swallow their pride and accept finishing a distant second in the ratings race. The ESPN show averaged 726,000 viewers last Monday, while FS1 Undisputed averaged 162,000. That was up 48% year over year from the comparable episode in 2022. On Tuesday, September 19th, First Take 622,000 viewers to Undisputed's 114,000. The article then continues on. Even if Smith leaves First Take, Sharpe said he and ESPN will still beat the former on-air partner Bayless in ratings. During his appearance on the Stephen A. Smith show, Sharpe called out Bayless and his revamped Undisputed cast, including Pro Football Hall of Famer Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson, and Richard Sherman. Y'all not going to be better than me and Stephen A. Smith. That's not going to happen. I promise you, that's not going to happen. Ever, Sharpe declared. Now, if Stephen A. Smith say, Shannon, I want to go in a different direction, you all are still not going to beat us, because Stephen A. is that dude. If Stephen A. ever decided to leave and turn the reins over to me, y'all know I'm that dude. I'm him. Now, the problem y'all got is you got 2 hims to go up against. You heard what Shannon Sharpe had to say. You heard what the articles had to say. Listen, I had high expectations for for Undisputed Live when I saw the cast. I did. But I want to be honest with you. Based on the few episodes that I've watched, and I know it's been very NFL focused, I have not enjoyed it very much. It's just not as entertaining. It seems very contrived. It seems very premeditated, and obviously a lot of these shows are premeditated, but it just doesn't seem fun to me. The basketball topics are very, very predictable, and even in some cases on ESPN, they can be predictable, but the way it's discussed is just to me, I just think it's just boring, right? You can clearly see that one Shannon Sharpe has more value in terms of ratings than an entire ensemble cast. I mean, that's what it's saying. And to me, I don't understand how they didn't realize this. Like, who didn't realize this? To me, I would have personally, if I was in a position to look for a replacement for Shannon Sharpe, this is just me, I would have been looking for people like, or if I was going to go for an ensemble cast, I would have instead gone after Max Kellerman. I would have gone after Jalen Rose. In some capacity, I would have tried to get either Mark Jackson or Jeff Van Gundy. Those guys are more entertaining to me. Now, I know Jalen Rose is not a football guy, but Max Kellerman could talk about a bunch of different things. And Max has his own thing about him. And to be quite honest with you, Max has quite a following. Quite a following. When he was on ESPN First Take on that show, he was on a pretty big platform. So to me, it would make sense to go after the guy that was already on a big show like ESPN First Take, because you know at least he has a following. You know this already. But to go out and get other people micro audiences and then try to combine them together, it doesn't really work. Number two, previously, when Skip was with Shannon, it would be Skip really giving his views. And now we're seeing Skip Bayless take a back seat. But the only problem with that is you're still promoting the show as Skip Bayless is the face. So primarily people want to hear from Skip. And I think that's the issue. And finally, I mean, people are making a decision. You're in the same time slot. And people are like, I would rather watch these guys than you, because I just find them to be more entertaining. And to me, I am amazed to this day that they let Shannon go. You find a way to keep talent like that. You find a way. Because if they got rid of him on principle, well, what has all that principle gotten you? Has he said some things in the past? Yes, but so has everyone. So has everyone, literally. So to me, man, I think they dropped the ball on this one, and I think ESPN, just scored a boom by getting Shannon Sharpe, literally, because this guy is going to be the hottest ticket in sports, in my personal view, especially on television. I think he's going to be the hottest thing pretty soon. So these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys is, do you think that FS1 made a mistake by letting Shannon Sharpe go? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.